Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, we're going to be talking about this week's update and patch notes. We do have another Ninja Strike this week, the 7th one. I wasn't aware that this was actually going to be a Ninja Strike, but we did know that this week we were getting the changes to Tier 92 Armor Repairing, which have been promised for... how long have they been out now? Probably 2 years or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but these have pretty much been talked about and Jake said they were working on them essentially since the armors came out, if I remember right. So it has been quite a long time coming, and they have finally done the change, and it definitely makes these armors a lot cheaper to repair, at least with current prices. However, they also made a change that made them more expensive to create originally, which I guess makes sense, but is not what people were expecting as far as I can tell from the reaction to this update. So yeah, there's also a couple of other things as well that they changed in alongside the armors in the Ninja update, and the update did just drop, so I did just read through the notes and we're going to talk about them. Shouldn't be a whole lot for me to show on the screen here. I will be mostly just making some incense sticks here probably, but I will mention when there are a couple things that I might want to show. But yeah, let's just jump into it here with the changes to the repairing. So there are now these things called repair patches, basically, and these will partially repair Tier 92 Serenic and Tectonic armors. And basically, to make these patches, you will need 7 of the Tier 92 material, so either 7 Ancient Scales or 7 Draconic Energy, 1 of the Tier 90 material, so 1 Serenic Scale or 1 Tectonic Energy, and then 2 Blackstone Hearts for either of these, and then randomly 2 of the wool from the player-owned farms, either 2 Summer Down Wool for Tectonic or 2 Winter Wold Wool for Serenic, and that will create 1 repair patch. So one more run through of those: 7 of the Tier 92 armor material, 1 of the Tier 90 armor material, 2 of the wool, and 2 Blackstone Hearts from ED3. And that is how you make a repair patch. And if you have the armor piece that is augmented, you will also need 6 divine charges for each repair patch that you're going to be using as well. And to fully repair a set of armor, you will need 12 of these patches: 6 for a full body, 4 for a full pair of legs, and 2 for a helm. So all in all, that is a lot cheaper and a lot less energy than you'd need to make a full set. Only 12 of the Tier 90 material, which is a huge difference. And then previously what was 840 of the Tier 92 material to create a full set is now only going to be, 7 times 12, 70, 84, I guess, if I'm doing my math right there, is what you'll need for. So it's like 1/10 of the cost even, which is pretty crazy. And a pretty big reduction. Right now, I think the costs are around 30 to 40 mil for Tectonic to fully repair, and then Serenic's probably like double that or something, given the fact that Ancient Scales are so expensive. And this is likely to probably go up, at least originally, I would think, because I'm sure a lot more people are going to be using these armors now that this is available. However, those initial armor costs are going to definitely increase at least in the short term, but most likely permanently, because they've also changed how you create them. They've pretty much taken the idea from trimmed masterwork that you're going to need this essence as well to create the armors, and this is going to be from the next armors like it is for the trim masterwork. Of course, those also use Malevolent, but we're already using the Tier 90 armor set to create this Tier 92 armor set, so we're not going to need to break down Serenic or Tectonic. But you will need to break down Pernix or Virtus in order to get the Praesolic Essence for ranged or Praesolic Essence for magic. And you will need 10 of these essences for the full sets of the armors. So that is going to be a pretty big change. I'm sure these armors are going to skyrocket in price, and Original Nex is about to become one of the best moneymakers in the game, short of Telos, if you ask me, given these changes. So you might want to get on that if you are interested in capitalizing on this new money making, because yeah, that is going to make a big difference. And it's kind of a rip to any Iron Men who were almost there on making their sets, because now you're going to have a big hurdle to get past in terms of this new essence. So a lot more next camping going to be required, especially if you're an Iron Man. But I think overall it's probably a smart change, given that they're going to be reducing the cost to repair so much. Raising the cost to get it in the first place isn't as big a deal. And it kind of makes sense putting it in line with all the others and making it so that at next, Torva isn't the only thing that's really worth a whole lot. So overall, I think it's not the worst thing in the world, but it would have been nice to know a little bit ahead of time. In my opinion, I wouldn't have been able to do anything different about it, obviously, but I see a lot of people are complaining about that. I mean, I don't really have a big problem with it myself, but I can see why you might if you are someone who was close to making it in the first place. So those are the big changes right there. There's also a couple of other things they have for the armors. It's now possible to upgrade to tier 92 if you have augmented armor, as long as they are at 95% or above. So that's nice. I think it was either impossible previously, or had to be like only just barely worn, as far as I remember. So you can now upgrade them at lower levels of degradation than before, which is definitely nice. You'll now get the correct amount of ingredients in the wilderness if you have degrade to dust armors. Previously it was pretty buggy, and you're never really sure how much of the energy you would get if you died in the wilderness. Sometimes people would do that to get money back if they didn't want the armor anymore, and now it will actually work properly. Other than that, they have 2 decimal places on the degradation now for more accuracy when repairing, which I think is a nice little thing that they added on there. And now there's this one I thought was really interesting and pretty significant that they slipped in here. You can now use a repair patch on a fully charged but previously worn armor piece to overcharge it back to a tradable state, which is actually pretty significant if you ask me. You can actually get this degrade to dust armor, and then eventually, if you want, sell it back and get some of your initial investment back. So definitely an interesting prospect that has not been explored previously. I'll be interested to see if that affects the prices in any way. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a couple other random things in there, but pretty big changes to tier 92. I think probably overall are good things. A little bit strange how they added in the sheep wool randomly, and sort of unexpected that they added those next essences required. But I think it does make sense given the way it is for trim masterwork. I just wish they had also added in the fact that you can, I wish they added in the ability to custom fit like they have for masterwork, given that they've added this additional upfront cost. It would be nice to have those same effects of not degrading on Reaper and Slayer assignments, even if maybe it didn't have the reduced degradation. I just think that would have been a nice thing to add as well, but did not happen. But yeah, other than that, there were actually some other things as well to discuss. They have a couple of additions to the Grand Exchange. That's one thing I guess I can't, or maybe can I actually open the Grand Exchange on? I think you can, because you can buy bonds on here on Iron Man. So yeah, as you can see, there's this new button here, which is plus limit, and that's a very nice new addition as well. If you're looking to buy the limit for 4 hours, whenever you press this button, can I actually search stuff and just not buy it? That would be nice. So say I want to buy some fire runes, I can press plus limit and it'll put it to 25k immediately. Press it as many times as you want for as many limits as you want. Very nice addition to the previous week's, or was it last week or the week before? I don't remember. But to the previous Grand Exchange changes that came out, this is a nice little addition on top of that. Going to make it easier to buy the limit on an item without having to look at it and type it in yourself. So definitely an enjoyable thing. Then there's a couple of other small things in there for the GE that weren't too worth mentioning. They also had some pretty interesting changes to the Wicked Hood, mainly for main accounts probably, but they've made it a bit easier. Apparently withdrawing essences quicker. Yes, definitely. It now instantly happens, not at the end of the animation, which is a nice thing. And they've also made it so that you can increase the teleport charges up to 250, which was previously only 30. Of course, this is only obtainable via Treasure Hunter, so that's not going to be something anyone on Iron Man cares about. But if you are using it, you can now overcharge it much more, which is nice. And there's also a change to the name of the teleport to make it more clear. And I think while you're wearing it, yes, while you're wearing it, you can configure the left click option to be either activate or previous teleport. So this will make it a lot easier to use when runecrafting with the teleports. You can have it set to previous teleport. I thought I just configured that. Maybe it only works on the action bar. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, it only shows on the action bar. But basically that'll make it so you can bind to your action bar the previous teleport, making it easier for you to oops. Oh, it does work on the left click of the actual thing on yourself, but it doesn't show it. That's weird. Okay, but yeah, it does allow you to set it up so that you can do it off the action bar, making it easier to use for runecrafting consistently rather than having to go through the interface or right click it yourself. Withdrawing the essence is now faster, as I said. It says the withdrawing runes now prompts you with an input box. I don't know what that means exactly. Oh, I see. That's what it is, I guess. And that you can use all your charges at once for that. So that's nice. You don't have to do it twice anymore. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So some nice small changes there to the Wicked Hood. Again, mainly useful for main accounts who have those Wicked Hood teleport tokens. Another interesting thing is all skill capes now have a right click for doing the emote when you have them equipped, which is something that wasn't available before. Makes it a little bit easier to do rather than having to go through the emotes interface. It is not present on the comp cape because there wasn't space, but still a nice little thing if you like to do your emotes and stuff. Pretty big thing for main accounts here. Super prayer potions are now tradable, so going to make it a lot easier to make your extreme prayers if you'd like to, and not have to worry about grinding up wyvern bones and making the super prayers yourselves. I know a lot of people wanted these back when the extreme prayers first came out, but I wasn't expecting them to actually do it. Turns out they did, and you can now buy super prayers on the Grand Exchange. That includes the flask and vial versions, so pretty cool. And you can now also request assist to create them, which previously wasn't possible, of course, because they were untradeable. Another small thing that might have slipped under your nose if you weren't reading the patch notes carefully, the skeletal horror teleport is now unlimited. Previously it was weekly only, but now you can use it as much as you please, so that'll be nice for clue scrolls. You now have a new slot on your preset available if you were previously using the invitation box to get here for perhaps the lumberyard or limestone mines. You now have the option to just use that skeletal horror teleport. As long as you have it available, you can use that as many times as you want, so that's pretty nice. I was pretty surprised to see that kind of randomly in there. Also now buff and debuff icons will show their tooltips more quickly when hovered over, so you can see it definitely shows up quicker than it used to than before, so that's a nice one as well. Other than that, they have the Ancient Familiars changes from last week that they mentioned. All Ancient Familiar pouches will now convert into 20 scrolls each instead of 10, and you'll also be getting half the amount of XP when you use the scrolls because you receive twice the amount. Hopefully this will work to reduce the price of the Ripper Demon scrolls, because those are absolutely ridiculously priced, and I think they might even need to increase it even more, but we'll see what this does for now. And I think that was pretty much it. Yeah. So that's it for the patch notes for the week. Some pretty significant things in there. Obviously the tier 92 armor repairing being the biggest. However, this is still a patch week and we don't have any new content in sight. I'm really hoping we see something next month, surely. But at this point, we really have no idea what's coming next. Oh yeah, something else that wasn't in the patch notes but was actually on the update page is the decanters around the game now have the same interface as War has, which is a bit more intuitive and easy to use, so I think that's a good addition as well. And they also mentioned that a July 4th event is coming and will be running the July 3rd to July 5th, so you can look forward to that as well. But yeah, that is pretty much it, you guys, for this video. Just wanted to go over all the patch notes here. You guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do you think they did with this change to tier 92 armor repairing? Is it good, not good, too far, not far enough? What do you think about the addition of the Prasilic Essence for mage and range? And yeah, are you going to be upgrading yourself or not? I definitely am going to be upgrading on my main account, as my tectonic is about 3% about to run out, so surely going to upgrade to that tier 92. Not sure about Serenic. I rarely range, and Serenic is likely going to be a ridiculous price right now, as I think it was like 600 mil for the set before, and I don't think it's going to have gone down any, at least right now. But yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Check the description to join my Discord server if you're interested. There is a link down there. Also, if you're interested in supporting the channel, go ahead and check out the join button down below. Thanks for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video. We'll have a Hardcore Iron Man episode out on the weekend as usual. Just had one out yesterday. If you missed it, you can check that out on the end screen here. Should be popping up any moment. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video, and peace out.